What is up, guys? It is your boy King Scourge here, and I'm partially back from another long hiatus. This summer has gotten away from me. I apologize about that, but I'm back with you with a Magician Girl deck profile update for you guys. Couple things to get noted, like I just mentioned. If you haven't checked out my channel update that I uploaded about a month ago, please check it out, and that will kind of explain everything. Secondly, I went 3-0 at my locals with this Magician Girl deck, and I had a video planned for you guys, but I decided to delete it, and I'm essentially remaking it for you guys. I did not like how it turned out, so hopefully this one turned out better for you guys. So, without further ado, let's get started with the deck profile, guys. So, first card we play. We play 3 of the Dark Magician himself, the Ultimate Wizard, in terms of attack and defense. He is going to be your second go-to boss monster. I mean, you could play 2 or 3. I think you have to play a minimum of 2. But it's been working pretty good for me. Like I said, this is a Magician Girl hybrid, so it's up to personal preference with that, but 3 has been working out for me. Next, we play 3 of the Searcher, 3 of your Magician's Rod. So basically, to sum it up, when it's normal summoned, you can add a spell or trap that lists Dark Magician in its text, except for Ayatamias. It does not say that part on there, but it does. You cannot search Ayatamias with this, unfortunately. That kind of sucks, but that's not that big of a deal. And then, if you activate a spell or trap or effect during your opponent's turn, and it's in your graveyard, you contribute a spellcaster to add this card to your hand. So it's your recycler and your searcher, one of your searchers. Next, we play another card that just got reprinted. 3 Magician Souls. This card is insane. You're usually going to be using a second effect where you send it to the from your hand to the graveyard, and then Foolish a level 6 or higher spellcaster, and if you and then you can special summon a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard. And then you can special summon it by sending, while it's on the field, you can send up to 2 spell and traps from your hand or field to the graveyard to draw that many cards. It's really nuts. It's a 3 of. It just got reprinted, so hopefully for all the Dark Magician players out there, this card is still like a $30 card, but it's insane. You need to play 3 of it. Next, we play 3 of Illusion of Chaos. You can ritual summon this card using Chaos Form. We do not use Chaos Form, but the reason why you play 3 of this is because of its first effect. This card literally says search souls. You can reveal it in your hand to add 1 Dark Magician or a non-ritual monster that specifically lists Dark Magician in its name, souls. And then you put 1 card from your hand on top of the deck. So this could put itself. It's insane. And then a lot of people don't use its ritual summon effect, but it's a monster negate if you need to. I'll explain a little tech that a card set I play later. While it's on the field, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can special summon 1 Dark Magician from your graveyard and negate the activated effect, and you return this card to hand. It's kind of nuts. It came up for me in a couple of duels when I went to locals. So that's pretty much it for the Magician side of the Dark Magician side of things. It's a pretty small package, but it's your standard. It's standard. So for the Magician Girl package, I play 3 Berry. She's your searcher. It's kind of bright. She is your searcher. So when she's normal summoned, you can add a Magician Girl from your deck to your hand. And once per turn, if she is targeted for an attack or a card effect from an opponent, you can change her battle position and special summon a Magician Girl from your deck. So again, she's your searcher. You need to play 3 of her. I'm sorry about the glare here. Wow, I did not think that would be that annoying, but yes, you play 3 Berry Magician Girl. It's your searcher. Next I play 3 Chocolate Magician Girl. Basically she's draw power, but while she's on the field, if she's targeted for an attack, you can special summon a spellcaster type monster from your graveyard, and then redirect the attack target to it, and then that monster loses half of the attack points, and that's a permanent half. So if let's say someone's attacking with a Chaos Max Dragon, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which has 3,000 attack points, basically what happens, they target her for an attack, you special summon a spellcaster from your graveyard, the Blue Eyes then has to attack the monster that is special summoned, and then it only has 1,500 attack points. So, very cool. You can also discard a card to draw a card, discard a spellcaster to draw a card. So you play 3 of her. I only play two Dark Magician Girl. I don't really believe you need 3 of them. But basically, the hottie of the deck. She gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician in the graveyards. Pretty standard. I only play 2 of her. I don't believe you need 3. You can play 3 if you want, but I believe 3 Dark Magician and 3... If you want to play 3 Dark Magician Girl, then I would take out a copy. I would play 2 Dark Magician, and vice versa, Again, you can kind of flex with the ratios, but 2 has been working out great for me. There's so many other ways you can get her out. Next, I'm still sticking with 2 Apprentice Illusion. She's like an Honest for Dark Spellcasters, but you can send her from the hand or field to the graveyard when another Dark Spellcaster battles, and then that Spellcaster gains 2,000 attack and defense during damage calculation only, during that damage calculation. And then you could discard a card to special summon her. So she's a level, you can use her for rank 6 fodder if you need to. And then when she's normal special summon, you can add a Dark Magician from your deck to your hand. I've really been thinking about cutting this, but last of the Magician Girls, I only play 1 Kiwi. You can play Apple and Berry if you want, but they're not very good, honestly. Kiwi is like another Honest for Magician Girls. You pitch her from the hand to boost all Magician Girls by 300 attack and defense for every Magician Girl with different names in your graveyard. She's essentially like another Honest. Like I said, I do not play Apple or Berry because constraints, and I do not play Apple or Lemon because they're not very good in my opinion. You can if you want. But this has just been, she never really comes up, but she's kind of nice to have. Plus she, while she's on the field, if you will rarely ever summon her, all spellcaster monsters you control can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So it's a little nice tech. I'm thinking about dropping her too, but player's a one of. Next, for the fusion material, and I use that in quotes, I play the 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon. No, I do not play Red Eyes Fusion, but I do play Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, a card that I did not show you in my last profile, which I did not upload. But this is just here, it's a dragon, and I do play Flare Metal. I don't play Red Eyes Fusion because you don't need to play Red Eyes Fusion anymore because Verte is banned. But I play the 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon. And there are other ways to search him. I play 1 Keeper of Dragon Magic because, he searches a few fusion spells. We do play a couple different fusion spells, and again, most of your fusion materials require a dragon type monster, and Keeper Dragon Magic is, and he gets stuff from the deck, which is really cool, helpful. Next, I play 1 Timaeus the United Dragon. I'm considering bumping this up to 2, but for right now, this is a walking polymerization. You can special summon it by sending a spell or trap, a spellcaster monster or spell trap that specifically lists Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard, special summon it. And then, like I said, this is just a walking polymerization. So I'm thinking about bumping him up to 2, but 1 has been working just fine for now, because you have other ways to search your fusion spells. And last of the monsters, I played the 1 Magic Karibo. This is a funny card, but it's even more ways to get out Dark Magician Girl. Basically, if you take battle or effect damage during the main or battle phase, you can discard this card, special summon a Dark Magician Girl from anywhere, hand, deck, or graveyard. And then also, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can add this card to your hand. So it's a niche card, but it's a pretty funny card, but I have had this come up, so. Now on to the spells. Of course, we're playing the 3 Soul Servant. This card just got reprinted in Brothers of Legend, or Battles of Legend, Season 3. So this lets you stack your deck, so you can place 1 card on top of your deck, hand, deck, or graveyard, that specifically lists Dark Magician Girl in its text, and then you can banish this card from the graveyard to draw cards up to equal to the number of Palladium, so like Mana and Muhad, Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girls on both players' field and in the graveyards with different names. So in other words, if I had a Dark Magician Girl, and let's say I had a Muhad and a Mana, you can get up to a +4 on that. Or if this is good in a mirror match, which is kind of funny, but yeah, you need to play 3 of this. And again, lucky for you guys, this card just got reprinted. I play 2 Secrets of Dark Magic. I see some people playing 1 of, and I don't see anyone playing 3 of. I think 2 of is perfect. This is your ritual / fusion quick play spell. Depending on what you need, what you have in your hand, this card lets you either ritual summon or fusion summon using at least a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl in its, as fusion material. But this is very helpful. This is how you're going to get out Illusion of Chaos if you need to, or if you'd like. It's a quick play spell, so it lets you fusion summon from the hand, not just from the field. This card is actually insane. I find 2 has been working just perfect for me. Next, I only play 2 Dark Magical Circle. I don't believe you need 3. 2 is fine. I find a lot of my decks, I've been getting along just fine with playing 2 ofs, because you can only activate 1 once per turn. But basically, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, or look at them, and add 1 card, 1 Dark Magician, or 1 spell or trap that specifically lists Dark Magician in its text. Again, except for Timaeus. And then this is how this is part of your removal. So like whenever a Dark Magician is normal or special summon to your field, you can target a card in the field and banish it. You can only activate once per turn. So if you're playing 3 and you search a Dark Magical Circle off the Dark Magical Circle, it does nothing, because yeah. So I think 2 is absolutely perfect. Next, I kind of took this idea from Dark Arm Duelist. I play 2 Preparation of Rites just to get to your Illusion of Chaos faster. But you can add 1 level 7 or lower ritual monster from deck to your hand, and then you can add 1 ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. So technically, this can actually search. It doesn't say ritual normal spell, so technically I believe you can search the Secrets of Dark Magic from your graveyard. Don't correct me if I'm wrong on that though, but I believe you can search, because Secrets of Dark Magic says you can fusion summon or ritual summon. So kind of a niche thing there, but You're just using it to search, get to Illusion Chaos faster. Next, I play one bond between teacher and student. This, if you control a Dark Magician, you can special summon a Dark Magician girl from anywhere, so hand, deck, or graveyard. Then you can either set one Dark Magic attack, one Dark Burning attack, or one Dark Burning Magic from your deck. You're usually going to be searching Dark Burning Dark Burning attack, or I'm sorry, Dark Burning Magic, because we don't play Dark Burning attack. We can if you want, but I don't. Speaking of which, you play the one Dark Burning Magic. This is a board wipe. Control Dark monsters whose original names are Dark Magician Girl. Destroy all cards your opponent controls. Usually, you only play one. You can play two if you want, but one is all you need, because if you're going first, and you flip this up, it depends on the scenario, but usually you're going to, if you time this right, this can just straight up end the game. This could just straight up go into game 2. I know it happened to me at locals when I took this deck for a test drive, and it was funny. He was playing some weird Despia scrap whatever, and I just flipped this up, and he's like, yeah, game 2, and I'm like, yeah, sure. It's insane. Next, I play the one Magician's Salvation. You only need one of this. This lets you... Alright, I'm going to sum this up. So what this does is it sets an Eternal Soul from your deck to your field. And basically, if you special summon a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl, you target the other one in the graveyard. You target the other one from your graveyard and special summon it. So basically, if you special summon a Dark Magician and you have a Dark Magician Girl in the graveyard, you target the Dark Magician, special summon the Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard. If you special summon a Dark Magician Girl and you have a Dark Magician in your graveyard, you vice versa. You special summon target the Magician Girl, yeah. It's revival, and you only need one of, but it's insane because it searches your Eternal Soul. And of course, the one Harpy's Feather Duster, or I'm sorry, Dark Magic attack. Control Dark Magician, destroy all spell and trap your opponent controls. And lastly, for the spells, I play two of the searchable field spells. Or, sorry, not field spells. I play two of the searchable spells off the Keeper Dragon Magic and stuff. I play the one Magical Ice Fusion. This lets you summon a secret spice tech, but it's insane. You banish spellcaster monsters from your field or graveyard, and then you fusion summon a spellcaster monster from your extra deck. And then it's just generic polymerization because Keeper Dragon Magic can search it in case you need, because you're going to be fusing a lot. This is a fusion-based deck, at least my variant is. Lastly, for the traps, we have 2 Eternal Soul. All your Dark Magicians in your main monster zone become Ultimate Falcons. They become unaffected by card effects, your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, you can either special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard, or add one Dark Magic attack from your deck to your hand. Or, sorry, add one Dark Magic attack or 1,000 Knives from your deck to your hand. You're not gonna... You may search Dark Magic attack because we don't play 1,000 Knives. And also, if this card leaves the field, you lose all your monsters, basically. You destroy all monsters you control. And then, one of my spicy techs, one Magician's Combination. This card is like, people, hashtag Yu-Gi-Oh! Players can't read trope. I activated this, and it does the same thing as Magician's Salvation, except it negates stuff. This is a negate, and it negates the activated effect. It doesn't negate the activation, it just negates the effect. So it's kind of like with Ash negating desires, you know? If you activate desires and your opponent Ash blossoms you, you can't activate another desires. But anyway, so once per turn when a card effect is activated, you can tribute one Dark Magician or Magician Girl, target a Magician or Magician Girl in your graveyard, special summon it. and if you do, negate the activated effect. And then it's also a random pop. It's also a random pop when it leaves the field. You can just blow up a card in the field. So this card is nuts. Alright, so that is it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. Most of my extra deck is going to be fusions. Fusion XZs. I don't play any. I play 2 Link monsters. You can play a third one if you'd like, but you don't really need to. So for the fusions, I play, of course, the 1 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Big daddy of the deck. Can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Neither player can target the card effects. Requires Red Eye Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon, or 1 Dragon type monster. Effect monster. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, or when a card effect on the field is activated, or anywhere, you can discard 1 card and negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card, and this card gains 1,000 attack permanently. Keep in mind, it still can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And if that wasn't enough, this card basically, you can non-target, just blow up to 2 monsters your opponent controls and burn your opponent equal to the attack of those monsters. If you use Red Eyes Black Dragon and Dark Magician, then you could use that effect twice. So yeah, you have to play it. Getting a reprint at the end of the month, I believe, but I bought mine early last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's insane. I play 1 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. You only need 1. It's treated as Dark Magician while in the field in the graveyard, meaning it gains the effects of Eternal Soul, becoming unaffected and stuff, and you could revive it back. He protects your back row. Spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and your opponent can't target them with card effects. So he protects your Eternal Soul. This was the go-to boss monster when this first came out. It was to be summon this and keep on summoning this out and protecting your stuff. But you don't really need to rely on this anymore. Next, I play 2 copies of the Dark Magicians. My second one just came in the mail. This requires Dark Magician or Magician Girl and 1 Spellcaster type monster. This card is insane. If a spell or trap or effect is activated, you could draw a card and then set. If it's a quick play spell card or trap card, you set it, and then you can activate it the same turn it was set. And then if it dies, you could special summon a Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician from anywhere, so your deck, graveyard, or hand. You need to play 2 of it because it helps you go through your deck really quick. Next, I play 1 Amulet Dragon. I'm not really going to summon this, but it banishes all spells in the grave, as many spells as you want from the graveyards when it's summoned, and it gains 100 attack for each. And then when it dies, so if it's destroyed, you get to special summon a spellcaster in your graveyard. You're not going to summon this, but you can. Next, I play 1 Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Requires Dark Magician Girl and a Dragon type monster. It's basically Zodiac Trident. You can discard a card during either player's turn and target 1 face-up card on the field and destroy it. You can summon them with Eye of Timaeus, but again, we don't play Eye of Timaeus because it's not searchable. Now, then I play the 1 Master Chaos. It requires 1 Dark Magician and 1 Chaos or Blackluster Soul, a ritual monster, so you can use Illusion to cast summon it. Now, if this card is fusion summoned, you can target 1 light or dark monster in your graveyard, special summon it. And then you can set tribute a light and a dark monster to banish all monsters your opponent controls. And then if it's destroyed, you can target a spell in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Pretty powerful effect. You're not going to really use that effect very often, but if it goes off, you pretty much win the game because it's just poof, Oh. And then my spicy tech, I play one Quintet Magician. If, for whatever reason, any of those cards don't win you the duel, this will. This is basically Supreme King Dragon's Arc, requires 5 spellcaster monsters, can only be fusion summoned. And if it's fusion summoned using 5 spellcaster different names, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Oh yeah, and then it also can't be targeted by card effects either. And it can't be used for fusion material. It's insane. And it can't be tributed, so yeah. Quintet Magician is insane. Yeah, it's your board wipe. So, for your... And then I play a few XEs. I play one Flare Metal because we do play Red Eyes, so... It's a burn card. Who doesn't like burning your opponent for 500 points every time they activate a card? And can't die by card effects. So can't be destroyed by card effects. Well, has material. But you could detach material as a quick effect, target a Red Eyes Black Dragon in your graveyard, special summon it. It's just another rank 7 you can make. One Naruto, Norito. She's a spell and trap negate. You could use two of your Magician Girls or your Princess Illusions. One Big Eye to steal opponent's monsters. Pretty cool. I play one Utopia Beyond. This card, again, people don't like to read this card. I dropped this on a mirror match at my locals. I dropped this after I already baited out the Dragoon, and he's like, "What does this do?" I'm like, "Effect." He's like, "What does it do?" I'm like, "Makes all your monsters attack 0." And that's on summon, and I already baited out the Dragoon. I'm just like, cracked my knuckles, went battle phase, and just punched over all his monsters. But yeah, this card is funny. One Ebon High Magician. This lets you basically activate spells or traps by detaching material activation, which is pretty cool. If it's in your graveyard, if it's destroyed, you could target a Dark Spellcaster type monster and then special summon it, or you can special summon a Dark Spellcaster from your deck and then destroy a card in the field. So it's a good rank 7 that you can make. Now, for the last of the deck, I play a one Celine. Celine is just insane. Gain spell counters equal to the amount of spells in the field in the graveyards. You can, as a quick effect, you can move 3 spell counters to special summon a spellcaster from your hand or graveyard to a zone she points to in defense mode. And if you have an Endymion card in the field, she can't be targeted for attacks. So Celine is just nuts. And lastly, just for some fusion support, since we don't have Verte anymore, I play one Proxy F Magician. This is just another polymerization. Lets you fusion summon monsters from your field as fusion material. Use the monster you control. And then if a fusion monster is special summoned, you can special summon a monster with 1,000 less attack from your hand. You're not really going to use that effect, but this is just kind of a card that I just use. But the extra deck is really up to preference, but this is what I play personally, and it's been working really fun. I highly recommend you guys play this deck. Like I said, most of the cards have actually gotten reprinted. The only expensive cards are still the Illusion of Chaos and the Magician Souls at the moment, but Soul Servants have went down. The Dark Magician is only a $10 card, so this deck is becoming more and more budget every time we get these reprints. So anyway, with that out of the way, I'd like to thank you guys for being patient and understanding. And if you haven't already, check out some of my other Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profiles and stuff. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and to help me become a better content creator and duelist. With that, King Scourge is out. Later, guys.